Welcome to the House of Wisdom. Here, you can enjoy the essence of great books and learn valuable lessons without spending hours reading. Whether you're driving, training, or multitasking, the House of Wisdom brings engaging audiobook summaries right to you. Sit back, relax, and let us share the wisdom of books in a way that fits perfectly into your busy lifestyle. Do you remember when you were a child, and your mother insisted that you go to bed early? Back then, we all hated the idea of sleeping early. We would resist, run around, and try every trick in the book just to stay up a little longer. But research now proves that our mothers were absolutely right. They knew exactly what they were doing. And this book will show you why. In this book, you'll gain insight into how the sleep cycle functions for each individual. You'll come to understand that your sleep pattern is unique to you and differs from everyone else's. You'll also learn why this happens and what factors influence your sleep cycle. Once you grasp how your sleep cycle works, you'll discover the true importance of sleep. You'll learn about the countless benefits of getting more than 7 hours of rest each night and how it positively impacts your body and overall health. Additionally, you'll uncover the consequences of not getting enough sleep. Sleep deprivation isn't just about feeling tired. It can lead to serious health issues, including life-threatening diseases like cancer and diabetes. Lack of sleep can also contribute to various health complications known as sleep disorders, which are extremely dangerous and, in severe cases, can even result in sudden death. To encourage you to adopt a healthier lifestyle, we will explore all these points in detail. Your health is invaluable, and without proper sleep, it's impossible to maintain it. So, if you want to learn more about your sleep cycle, stay tuned and listen carefully. This book might just save your life. Chapter 1. Losing and gaining control of your sleep rhythm. Have you ever wondered what makes you feel sleepy at night and what wakes you up in the morning? The answer is simple: it's the sun. The primary signal that regulates your sleep and wake cycle is the natural 24-hour body clock you were born with. This internal clock sends signals to your brain, helping it distinguish between day and night. However, when daylight disappears, other factors can also indicate to your brain whether it's day or night. These include temperature, food intake, and social interactions. Another crucial factor that influences your sleep cycle is a specific substance produced by your brain while you're awake. The longer you stay up, the more of this substance accumulates, creating sleep pressure that makes you feel increasingly tired and in need of rest. Once daylight fades, the brain releases a hormone called melatonin. This hormone acts as a signal, informing your body that it's nighttime. However, melatonin does not directly make you fall asleep, it simply prepares your body for rest. As the sun rises, melatonin production decreases, helping you wake up and feel alert. Each individual has a unique sleep cycle, primarily influenced by genetics. While it is possible to manipulate this cycle using stimulants like caffeine or sleep aids, one of the biggest disruptions to the sleep cycle occurs when traveling across time zones. For example, imagine Sarah traveling from San Francisco to London, where the local time is 10 hours ahead. When she lands in England at 9 a.m., her internal clock still follows California time, which is 1 a.m. This means that, biologically, she should be asleep. As we mentioned earlier, our body clock is accustomed to a specific schedule based on sunlight exposure, temperature, meal times, and social interactions. When you move to a different time zone, your body continues to follow its original schedule, which is why jet lag occurs. Sarah experiences this firsthand. While it's morning in London, her body still believes it's the middle of the night. The biggest challenge for Sarah isn't just staying awake during the day, it's falling asleep at night. When it's midnight in London, it's only 4 p.m. in California. So, while others are sleeping, her internal clock is signaling that it's time to wake up. Research shows that the body naturally adjusts to a new time zone at a rate of about 1 hour per day. Since Sarah's time difference is 8 hours, it takes her approximately 8 days to fully adapt to London's schedule. While she could take melatonin supplements to artificially trigger sleepiness, as we've discussed, inducing sleep is not the same as naturally falling asleep. Instead of relying on pills or stimulants, allowing the body to gradually adapt to its new environment is the healthiest approach. Chapter 2. Defining and generating sleep. Imagine you have a group of friends over, and you notice that one of them has dozed off. How do you immediately recognize that they're asleep? Why don't you assume that they've fainted or fallen into a coma? The reason is that we instinctively recognize the signs of sleep. When a person is asleep, they settle into a comfortable position, stop engaging with those around them, and can wake up relatively easily. Another clear indicator is that when we sleep, we lose awareness of our surroundings and our sense of time. That's how we know we've entered a state of sleep. In 1952, two university researchers, Eugene Osurinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman, conducted a groundbreaking study on sleep. Osurinsky was examining the eye movements of sleeping infants when he noticed a distinctive pattern, sudden side-to-side shifts of the eyes beneath the eyelids. Curious about this phenomenon, the researchers analyzed the brain activity associated with these movements and discovered something fascinating. The brain was producing signals similar to those seen in wakefulness. After this rapid eye movement phase, brain activity would slow down, and the eyes would stop moving. To further investigate, Kleitman observed his own infant daughter, Esther, and found that humans don't simply remain unconscious throughout the night. Instead, we cycle between two distinct types of sleep. While the exact reason for these sleep cycles is still a subject of research, scientists believe that our brains undergo a process of restoration and reorganization while we sleep. You can think of it as a highly advanced computer. One phase of sleep functions like downloading new data, followed by a brief reset to integrate the information. However, our bodies are far more complex than any machine. Ultimately, this study reinforced the importance of sleep. Getting a full 8 hours each night is not just about resting, it's about preparing our minds and bodies for the challenges of the next day. Chapter 3. Your mother and Shakespeare knew the benefits of sleep for the brain. Would you like to live longer? Then sleep more, it's that simple. Research has shown that getting more than 6 hours of sleep per day enhances memory, boosts creativity, improves physical appearance, prevents overeating and weight gain, and even lowers the risk of cancer and dementia. A well-rested body also helps prevent conditions like diabetes, depression, and heart disease, keeping you healthier in the long run. To better understand how sleep benefits the brain, let's consider an example. As discussed in the previous chapter, sleep isn't just about losing consciousness. Your body remains active, working to repair and refresh your brain, organs, and cells. For instance, when you study for an exam, your brain is flooded with new information. But how does it process and retain all this knowledge? To answer this question, researchers conducted an experiment. They gathered a group of young adults and divided them into two groups. Both groups were first given time to study a subject thoroughly. Then, one group was allowed to take a 90-minute nap while the other remained awake, spending their time playing games or browsing their phones. During the nap, scientists monitored the sleeping participants using electrodes to measure brain activity. Later, both groups were given additional learning sessions. The results were striking. The group that had taken a nap performed significantly better, learning and retaining information more effectively. Meanwhile, the group that stayed awake showed signs of learning fatigue, struggling to absorb new knowledge. This study confirms that sleep is essential for memory retention, allowing the brain to store information efficiently and prepare for new learning experiences the next day. Chapter 4. Cancer, heart attacks, and a shorter life. Sleep deprivation in the body. In the previous chapter, we explored how getting enough sleep can improve your health, boost creativity, and enhance learning. Now, let's examine the opposite side of the equation. What happens to your body when you don't get enough rest? Extensive research has revealed that insufficient sleep is directly linked to a shorter lifespan. In other words, if you want to live longer and enjoy a healthy life, prioritizing sleep is essential. Studies also indicate that many life-threatening diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and cancer, are closely connected to sleep deprivation. To better understand the risks, let's focus on the relationship between sleep and diabetes. It is scientifically proven that lack of sleep increases food cravings, particularly for sugary snacks. Have you ever stayed up late watching a movie and suddenly felt the urge to eat something sweet? That's not real hunger, it's your body sending mixed signals due to sleep deprivation. The more you eat, the more weight you gain, which increases the likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes. A controlled study was conducted to examine this connection. Researchers selected a group of healthy individuals, all of whom had no signs of diabetes. These participants were instructed to sleep only 4 hours per night for 1 week. By the end of the experiment, the results were alarming. Although they were in perfect health before, their blood sugar levels had shifted, putting them at a 40% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. To put it simply, these individuals entered the study completely healthy and left showing early signs of diabetes, all because of 1 week of sleep deprivation. Now, imagine the long-term damage caused by poor sleep habits. This highlights just how crucial sleep is for maintaining a healthy body. If you want to protect your well-being, ensure you get at least 6 hours of sleep every night. Chapter 5. Things that go bump in the night, sleep disorders and the deadly consequences of sleep deprivation. In addition to the numerous health issues discussed in the previous chapter, sleep disorders can lead to even more severe consequences for those affected. Research indicates that there are over 100 known sleep disorders, including sudden sleep attacks, sleep paralysis, violent sleepwalking, and in extreme cases, death due to chronic insomnia. To illustrate the dangers associated with sleep disorders, let's examine the case of somnambulism, commonly known as sleepwalking. This condition causes individuals to engage in various activities while still asleep. These activities may include walking, eating, talking, or even texting in their sleep. In more extreme cases, sleepwalking can escalate to dangerous levels, leading individuals to commit violent acts without conscious awareness. One of the most shocking cases of somnambulism occurred in 1987, involving a man named Kenneth Parks, a 23-year-old living in Toronto with his wife and daughter. At the time, Parks was struggling with severe financial problems due to a gambling addiction, which left him in significant debt and under immense stress. As a result, he suffered from extreme insomnia. Despite his large and imposing stature, Parks was known as a gentle and kind individual. He and his family led an otherwise ordinary life until one fateful night when everything changed. At precisely 1 a.m., while deeply asleep, Parks suddenly got out of bed. Without waking, he walked barefoot to his car, started the engine, and drove to his in-laws' house. Upon arriving, he entered the house, went straight to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and proceeded upstairs. Without hesitation, he entered the bedroom and attacked his mother-in-law, fatally stabbing her. He then turned to his father-in-law, attempting to strangle him. While his mother-in-law tragically lost her life, his father-in-law miraculously survived the attack. Following this horrific event, Parks got back into his car and drove home. It was only while driving that he suddenly regained consciousness and found himself covered in blood. Overwhelmed and confused, he immediately drove to the nearest police station, where he reported his suspicions that he had harmed someone, though he had no recollection of the events. Upon investigation, medical experts diagnosed Parks with severe insomnia and sleepwalking disorder. Due to his condition, the court ruled that he was not guilty of the crime, as he had been in an unconscious state during the attack. However, even though he avoided prison, Parks was sentenced to a lifetime of emotional torment, burdened by the guilt of taking his mother-in-law's life. This chilling story is not meant to frighten you but rather to emphasize the crucial importance of adequate sleep. Lack of sleep can have devastating effects, not only on your own well-being but also on those around you. While ambition and hard work are admirable, sacrificing sleep can lead to irreversible damage. Learn from Kenneth Parks' story and prioritize your health by ensuring you get enough rest every night. Chapter 6. iPads, factory whistles, and nightcaps. What's keeping you awake? Do you wake up feeling exhausted every morning? You're not alone. In today's modern world, sleep deprivation has become a common issue. Even those who manage to get 8 hours of sleep often feel fatigued because their sleep quality is poor. Several factors significantly impact the quality of our sleep, including artificial lighting, caffeine consumption, temperature control, and staying up past midnight. Let's take artificial lighting as an example. In the past, the rising and setting of the sun dictated our sleep-wake cycle. However, with the invention of electric lights, we gained control over when our day starts and ends. This disruption of the natural light cycle interferes with our body's 24-hour biological clock. When our internal clock is out of sync, falling asleep at the right time becomes difficult. We struggle to wake up feeling refreshed, experience sleep disorders like insomnia, and often feel sluggish and unproductive throughout the day. Simply using an iPad before bed can throw off our natural sleep cycle. Research shows that exposure to digital screens before sleep delays the release of melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep, by 2 hours. Additionally, 23% of this essential hormone gets blocked entirely. This means that if you plan to sleep at 10 p.m. but use your phone or tablet beforehand, you may not fall asleep until midnight. Even when you do, the quality of your sleep will be compromised. To confirm these findings, researchers conducted an experiment with a group of healthy adults over 2 weeks. Participants were divided into 2 groups. The first group read on an iPad for 5 hours before bedtime. The second group read from a traditional printed book. The results were striking. Those who used the iPad experienced a 50% reduction in melatonin levels, took 3 hours longer to fall asleep, and struggled to wake up on time. Meanwhile, the group that read printed books fell asleep naturally and woke up feeling well rested. So, even if you enjoy reading before bed, opt for a physical book instead of a digital screen. Doing so will help you fall asleep faster and improve your sleep quality. Conclusion: throughout this book, you have learned that both the quantity and quality of your sleep play a vital role in maintaining good health. Sleep is not just rest, it is a time when your body repairs and regenerates itself. Imagine how crucial this process is for ensuring a long and healthy life. When you consistently get less sleep than your body needs, you put yourself at risk for numerous illnesses. Your chances of developing life-threatening conditions like cancer and diabetes significantly increase. Additionally, sleep disorders, which may seem harmless at first, can escalate into severe problems, even leading to fatal consequences. If you truly value your health and well-being, it's time to reconsider your sleep habits. Reducing screen time before bed and prioritizing quality rest can make a significant difference. Many people spend their lives searching for a miraculous way to stay youthful and energetic, without realizing that the secret has been right in front of them all along: getting a good night's sleep. So, starting today, make sleep a priority. Sleep longer, sleep better, and embrace a healthier, longer life. Thank you for listening to this audiobook. We hope you found the content valuable and insightful. Sleep is one of the most powerful tools for a healthier, longer life, and we hope this audiobook has helped you understand its importance. If you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel, The House of Wisdom. Stay tuned for more engaging and informative audiobooks. See you in the next one.